Now, me and Andrew, we actually discussed this actually on the season, actually our second episode of season two, which is teacher shortage in America. And it's back once again happening all over again. So the teacher shortage in America has hit crisis levels all over again, and school officials everywhere, they are scrambling to ensure that, as students, they are back inside the classroom. Someone, you guys, will have to be there to educate them. Who is that person? I don't know. So it's just, and me and Andrew, we had this conversation before, and I said that I just don't understand. Well, well, quite now I quite do like a little bit understand why. But again, I'm gonna ask this question again, and I'm gonna open it up to Miss Cooper. Why do you guys think that we are having this massive teacher shortage in America? Why are our teachers are leaving? Because I know, for some reason, some of them is because, due to the pandemic and, with all of that. But why are we losing so many of our good educators? And why so many people are not wanting to step into this field of education? I'm gonna open up the floor to you guys.
For me, I think there's 2 points, right? I think about looking at it from like a district and like policy type of level. I think most times districts focus either on retention or recruitment. And so many times you see the focus more on recruitment. So we're pulling in that new teachers, we're pulling in, you'll see, seen many teachers where there's teachers coming in their first year who are making more than they are just by that coming in, that signing bonus, getting them into the district, and then there's no money left to pay the teachers who already have been there. I think the COVID pandemic really gave educators an insight on how we were viewed in America, right? We saw everyone with kids at home, remote learning, and people say, this is hard, right? You guys do all these things. And then as COVID is still happening, but as it's kind of, whatever died down, you see there's not much change. And I think as people are starting to realize that, they are, taking their talents elsewhere, and it's unfortunate, but it's something that I don't think is necessarily the teachers and educators. I think it's the system, and until that's changed, then we're going to continue to see the shortage as it is.
Right. Andrew, Coach, what are your guys' thoughts?
Um, so my coworker that I'm currently working with, um, I like her to death. Like we have the same energy, but she's at the same school that I'm at. But there are many times where she's like, she is not built for this. She's not built for this. Because she came from high school. She used to do behavior support at the high school. So she has a tight ship running at the high school. But when she at the middle school, she's like, there's no resources, there's no curriculum, there's nothing, for her to grasp onto. Because again, we had desks and chairs thrown at us. For her, that's new for her. Okay. At the high school level where she came from, she can tell that student, hey, get your stuff together, and they'll do it. Here at the middle school, she can't do that because they don't listen. I told Coach this story as well, how this one student does not want to do his work at all, would not speak, would not do work. And we're like, we're trying to find ways, how can we get him to do work? Because we don't want him to fail. There are some days where I'm like, I wish I can go back and stay at my old school. Because at the school that I was at last year, I was a building sub. So I was sub teachers that were out, regardless of the teacher shortage, I was still subbing. Because mind you, last year when I was a building sub, we had 3 teachers out. One left for real estate, one left to go a charter school, another left from legal reasons. So, and during that time, I was practically I was doing sixth grade math for about towards the end of the year. So, and mind you, EOGs were right around the corner. So I had all that pressure onto me because they had not even three, four different teachers in that classroom already. And that's just to show the teacher shortage right now. This is from last year, mind you. I don't know about this year. I don't know about this year. But last year at my old job, 4 teachers already left in the middle of the year. 4. To move on to bigger and better things. Because why? Because discipline. Admin not supporting teachers. No resources. Evaluations. You know, there's no consequences. That's my biggest thing too, is consequences. Like, how is a child gets in trouble and not have disciplinary actions? Because if I was in school, if I did something wrong, oh, best believe my mom will be will be at that school. Best believe. Okay, we need to teach these kids there is consequences to their actions. Because if you're just letting them go, like, you're fine, you're doing a great job, sweetie. You're doing a great job, man. Okay, so if they go out to the real world and they're in trouble, they're gonna get fired, right? So if we do the things that the kids are doing, we're gonna get fired, correct? So while we're not teaching these kids, there is consequences for their actions if they're not doing the work or if they get into a fight. And you're wondering why there's a high percentage in teacher turnovers? You wonder why? You might want to look at your disparity. You might want to look at that. And you're wondering why teachers are not going to admin for some help, that they have to rely on their other colleagues for some help or some resources. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement. You know what I'm saying with that? Like, because Florida sucks. I'm just gonna put it out there. There's one of like the stupidest states when it deals with education. It sucks, especially here in Duval County, bro. It was so many teachers gone from here, bro. Because first of all, admin don't care. But I'm gonna tell you another reason too why I was a teacher shortage, and Miss Cooper hit it like right. Parents had to do some teaching, right? Right, we know that part. You know what else? Another reason why there was teacher shortage, because a lot of teachers got exposed because they wasn't teaching for real. And when the pandemic hit and they had to really start teaching, people started getting exposed. And when they started getting exposed, they were chunking the deuces because they didn't want to get humiliated anymore. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about when the pandemic really hit and we had to really start teaching on a virtual setting. Teachers were getting exposed because as what they were doing in the classroom finally got to get seen on the virtual level. And now we find out that you really can't teach. So when little Johnny was really telling me that you couldn't teach, but I was really trying to, you know what I'm saying, give you the benefit of the doubt, when you were doing it virtually, I got a chance to really see what you was worth. So them people had to go, right? They had to get rid of them. They had to bring in teachers who were going to really help those kids during the virtual process when it came to the pandemic. Because honestly, when the kids were on virtually, they were more lazy than anything. They weren't really paying attention for real. People were up there playing video games for real. When the teacher was teaching, they like, I see you, bro. Like, but now I'm really finna play this Madden today because like, I don't really got to do this for real. Because guess what you got to do? You got to pass me anyway. See, I told you about that. Remember in Florida, like you didn't have to do nothing. They had to automatically pass you. So the kids got smart and was like, oh, well, bet I ain't really got to do nothing. A lot of teachers got exposed because then it started to show like, you just gonna let them run your classroom? You're really not even gonna attempt to try to teach them anything? No, get your behind off the goddamn video game. You're going to bring it behind to my class. If you don't come to my class, I'm going to give you a 0 for non-participation. I'm going to then reach out to your parents and let them know why I gave you that 0. And then we can just go from there. But what I will not do is send you to the next grade level because I have to. So you're going to earn every grade and you're going to earn the right for me to promote you to the next grade. Because I'm not like every other teacher that'll just let you scapegoat through what? No. So the pandemic taught that too. And then the pandemic also taught us that the older teachers who were in the system for a very long time, they're getting older now. Their bodies can't handle this anymore. This is a new generation of kids here. Miss Grant, who's like 70 years old, Miss Grant can't handle these kids no more because these ain't back in the 70s, the 50s, and the 60s during her time when teachers could get in your behind, strain your behind out, and you'd be back in that classroom with your mouth shut, listening to what they had to tell you. Miss Grant can't do that no more. So now they got to get rid of all the old teachers because all the old teachers now are very sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're ready to rest. So then, just like Ms. Cooper said, forget the teachers that are already there. Now we need recruitment because we need young legs, we need young teachers so we can get these old teachers out, right? No disrespect to them. They've done what they need to do, but we need new energy. We need younger teachers so they can help our babies. Or is that so? Are they really in for education or are they in for the check? That's another teacher shortage, right? They wasn't paying me enough. I can go on and on and on, but we ain't got time for all that. But the fact of the matter is you got exposed. Some of you all, you got some older teachers, some veteran teachers who are now tired and they're ready to retire. You got some systems down here who don't really give a darn about teachers. And it's time to bring in people in this field that really cares about our kids. That way there won't be a teacher shortage, man. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. And get admin in there who really care about their teachers. I'm done.